Hey New Hope, my name is David Cazorla, and as you know, we have been studying the book of James, and today I would like to read with you James chapter 1, verse 12 to 15. I'm going to be reading from the New Living Translation. God blesses the people who patiently endures testing. Afterwards, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love Him. And remember, no one who wants to do wrong should ever say, God is tempting me. God is never tempted to do wrong, and He never tempts anyone else either. Temptation comes from the lure of our own evil desires. This evil desire leads to evil action, and evil action leads to death. I believe it's important to remember that James is writing this to the first century Jewish church. And the emphasis that he's going to make during the whole book is into how do we put in practice our faith. Yes, it's important to talk about what we believe, but it's also more important to practice what we believe. And he starts encouraging us here in verse 12. God blesses those who patiently endure the testing, the trials. You know, I believe that a lot of the time the issue with us, the church, is that when trial comes, when temptation comes, we tend to give up really easy. We tend to, or at least I do, tend to tap out before the fight comes. I imagine Satan saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're blaming me? I haven't even tempted you, and you're already doing that. Don't blame me." The thing is that in the international version, verse 13, it said, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, right? So James is assuming that when tempted, not if tempted, but when tempted, because we all are going to be tempted. The thing is that to be tempted is not a sin. To be tempted means that we are humans, and I believe that we are believers in Jesus Christ, and Satan wants to tempt us, wants to push us down, wants to steal our joy. But our response, as James is encouraging us, should be to endure, to continue persevering, pushing forward. A lot of the time we come with excuses like, oh, the thing is, this world is so difficult, and the things out there are so tough, and poor me, because I'm just weak, and we start making all these kind of excuses, and we forget that, or I forget that our God have said, and we're not alone, that He have sent Jesus, and Jesus, as Hebrews said, have endured it all, and He came out victorious. And now, because He's victorious, He can be in our side, in our corner. So before we go and say, oh, Satan, I'm gonna give in, or I'm gonna give in because I'm weak, let's remember that we are not weak, because the Spirit of God Himself is with us. We need to endure, to continue fighting, to put a big fight, but not based on our strength. I believe it's so important to recognize, you know what, I cannot do this. I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna lose. And yes, I wanna tap out before the fight even starts. But the beautiful thing is that I'm not alone. My God, the Redeemer, my Redeemer, the Creator of everything is around us. The all-powerful God says, I am with you. I will sustain you. So my prayer to you and to me, for me, is that during this week, during our Christian walk, when temptation comes, when the trial comes, that we can pray and say, God, and maybe do it loud, because the Word of God said that faith comes by hearing, and hearing the Word of God. And sometimes we need to be hearing the Word of God and say, God, your Word says that you are with me. Your Word said that with you I'm strong. Will you please help me so I can have victory, so I can have this promise of blessing to those who endure the fight. So that's it, New Hope. I hope that you're encouraged by these verses. It's not easy. It's not easy. I cannot tell you that I'm a great example of this, but I can tell you I need these verses. desperate. God, thank you so much because you are our perfect example. You came here and endured it all so that now we can have you in our side. And thank you because we're not alone. Thank you because you make us strong when we come with a humble heart, recognize that we cannot do it, that we need you. Thank you because you fight the battle for us. We love you, God, and please help us to love you in the way that we live our life. In the name of Jesus, amen. Bye-bye, New Hope.